Okay, Starkey Ranch, one of the top neighborhoods in the whole Tampa area. Let me tell you what it's all about. I'm Sam, and this is the Living in Tampa channel, where we make these videos for you about what it's like to live and move to the whole Tampa area. We're also a team of realtors, and we'd love a chance to earn your business. We have a lot of people buying in this neighborhood, Starkey Ranch, right now. We'd love to help you find an awesome home for you and your family, whatever your situation is. Whenever you reach out, we'd love to hop on a Zoom call and just process your situation and see how we can best help. So call, text, or email anytime. Okay, Starkey Ranch, we're gonna go with the very typical framework that I've used a lot: proximity, style, size, and cost. And we'll actually finish with some unique features. Starting with proximity, where is Starkey Ranch on the map? This is super important, and it's a super valuable aspect of this neighborhood. So Starkey Ranch, for most people, is just right off of Highway 54. Highway 54, you see, goes east and west across Pasco County. Starkey Ranch has a couple entrances on 54 and then one over on Starkey. So Highway 54 being that south side of Starkey Ranch, on the west side being Starkey Boulevard. That Starkey Boulevard is also the border between Odessa and Newport Richey. Another feature of where Starkey Ranch sits on the map that I really like is where 589 is, Veterans Expressway, over on the east side of Odessa. That's actually the border between Odessa and Land O'Lakes. You have a couple neighborhoods in between here and there, but being so close to that vein that goes right down into Tampa is super valuable. When it comes to proximity for your necessities, schools, grocery stores, all those kind of things, everything's super close. Even right here, compared to a lot of the other master plan communities that have a similar feel, you're a lot closer to the beach. That's kind of a big feature. But let's talk about the things you're actually worried about being close to. Trader Joe's, Costco, Whole Foods. Trader Joe's, the closest one, is South Tampa, St Petersburg, but there is one coming to Palm Harbor that will be quite a bit closer. For Costco, there is one in Lutz, like the border of Lutz and Wesley Chapel, right there by the outlet malls. They'll definitely deliver here, but also not too bad of a drive if you can avoid kind of typical commute times from here. There's also one in like West Chase, Northdale, Citrus Park area. And then there's also Whole Foods right down there in Northdale, that being the closest Whole Foods to you. Okay, next on our list is style. So this is a master planned community. It has that kind of feel. All the houses are super similar. All the roads are thought out. It's very kind of mapped out, planned out. And that spread is nice in this neighborhood. It's not like super congested like some of the others. We'll get into size next, but let's stick with style. Online, they like to say that this neighborhood has a craftsman style. Compared to some of the other neighborhoods that are quite a bit more craftsman, this one's a little bit different. It's this kind of like a modern Florida, stucco, kind of Tuscany vibe in some areas. A lot of the homes are super similar, backed up to preserve or to water, you know, big stucco houses with pools. When we get into size, we'll talk a little bit about home sizes, because there's smaller homes and bigger homes, way bigger homes in the area. But the style is very quiet. So some of that comes from also the amount of green space, the amount of water and trails and just woods that they have, also being backed up to a very large preserve that we'll get into a little bit as well. The Starkey Preserve is like 18,000 acres, has like 20 miles of trails. Super valuable to be that close to it. Okay, next let's talk about size. So some communities down here are super big. Obviously some are small. Starkey kind of falls in the middle. So some of those neighborhoods in Wesley Chapel are over 4,000 homes. Some of the smaller neighborhoods around here are around 5,000 homes.
What did I just say? 5,000 homes? No, not 5,000 homes, 500 homes in those smaller neighborhoods in this area specifically. Like Astoria, only about 500 homes.
Starkey Ranch is about 1,300 homes. And the size of those homes ranges from about 1,400 square feet up to 4,000 square feet. And if you look at the community map right here, it kind of divides them up in a few different ways. One is like the garage in the back, one the garage in the front, one they call it like estate homes, as the lots get bigger and bigger. The neighborhood overall is 2,500 acres, and 800 of those acres is preserve, green space, parks, trails. Now, neighborhoods like to brag about that, but by law, they're required to do a lot of that. Those areas, the 800 acres probably includes all the water here as well, As you can see from the sky, there is a lot of water behind a lot of the houses. They do that for, flood waters, like rain. Hurricanes aren't gonna impact up here very much. They do that for the view, and then they also just do that for the wildlife and the preserve. It's place for, birds and fish and gators, as you saw. So I mentioned before, the preserve, the Starkey Ranch preserve behind this, that's 18,000 acres. There's a lot of history with the Starkey family of, cattle ranching. They raised Brahma cattle. They had a big citrus grove. They, farmed timber, a lot of things like that. But the patriarch of that family, he was actually a mailman. He quit working for the post office to start this ranch. But something that was really important to him was preserving this as wilderness. So he sold a lot of it to the state water management department. This kind of move he did before he died to make sure a lot of it got preserved. A big chunk of land right here that's just never going anywhere. Out there's tons of birds, tons of gopher tortoises, and miles of nice paved trails. So get out there with your bike, get out there on your feet, super fun. All right, for cost, you're looking at entry level in the neighborhood of about $500,000 for a home. 3-bedroom house, kind of on the smaller end, around 1,500 square feet. Typically no pool at a house like that. And typically not that much yard either. They're pretty small. Also with that home, that $500,000 home, we'll talk about some of the other ones, your HOA is gonna be about $115 a month. Your CDD is also going to be about $300 a month. So that stuff adds up quite a bit. If you live in Esplanade, which is one of the gated sections, there are some gated sections, then your HOA is around $380 a month. They cover all your lawn care, all your landscaping, all that kind of stuff. We do have some clients that live in Esplanade and really love it. It gives that kind of like 55 plus vibe of them taking care of everything, but it's not 55 plus. There are bigger homes, especially in those gated sections. Like we looked at the map, you see like the estates and some of those kind of lot sizes are way bigger, always backed up to preserve, water or preserve. Those get up into 1 million, 1.3 million pretty easily. Typically those are 5 to 6 bedroom homes with a nice big pool. A lot of people had the pool put in when they bought in the neighborhood. So those are really nice places. There's not a lot of them though, because there's just not that many homes in the neighborhood overall. So right now I'm in front of the library in the K-8 school. There's also big fields over here. You can see them from the air there. And then the other school over here, that's like infant up to VPK. They do have some other, after school, after hours kind of care for other ages too. Kind of a daycare, but also preschool kind of thing. Going deeper into the unique touches, let's talk about schools real quick. So the high school zone for this area is River Ridge High School, up a little further north of here, up by where I live. Then you have the K-8 school. Some of our clients really love that idea of being K-8, so a lot of their kids can stay in school together for longer. This K-8 school has unique magnet programs that you have to declare kind of like a mini major at a certain point. Or maybe you have to, maybe you don't have to, but it's like technical fine arts, it's computer science, and then it's like world languages that this school like really focuses on. It's kind of a unique thing. One of the big unique features of this neighborhood is just how spread out it is with the roundabouts, with that whole kind of vibe. It is kind of different. And because of how spread out it is, you get bigger trees, you get bigger waterways, you get all these kind of things. The water throughout really has a unique kind of ranch preserve feel. And then some of the features that anybody's gonna tell you about are the blueberry farm. Blueberry season just passed. That blueberry farm is connected to Starkey Market, which is a market with like a restaurant and shop and food trucks sometimes and events sometimes. It's a really cool space for the community, and it's right over there on Starkey Boulevard, right there in between Starkey Ranch and Longleaf, another neighborhood that we really like. All right, that was Starkey Ranch. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. A lot of really cool features in this neighborhood. A lot of reasons to love it. I'd love to hear what you think. Give us a call, text, or email anytime, and we'd love to help you.